Hi, Tim from Fair Play Now, and it's day 11 of the English National Lockdown, 15th of November 2020. It's a Sunday and it's been a very, very wet weekend indeed. Although I did get a little bit of a dry spell today when I was able to go out and wash my wife's car. I did mine yesterday, so I thought I'd better do hers today just to keep the marital vibe sort of happy, as it were. So that's something I went and did. So personally, a couple of other bits I did this weekend was a bit of clearing out. We did a bit of tidying up. The spare room was getting very, very cluttered, so we gave that a tidy. I've trying to get rid of a few bits on eBay, so a couple of things on there have gone now. So I'm going to be having to package those up tonight and get rid of them. Anyway, that's enough about me. And looking at the news, there's a few things going on. A couple of departures from the world. Sadly, Des O'Connor, kind of a person of my vintage, kind of grew up with him on the telly. So it's quite sad to see that he's passed away. Another guy who's passed away, probably not quite such a sad thing, is the Yorkshire Ripper has died in the last couple of days, and apparently of COVID. So one killer killing another killer. How ironic is that, eh? So other bits of news, things are starting to get a bit serious, aren't they? Anti-lockdown protesters in Germany had the water cannons turned on them by the police. I'm just honest, concerned people, otherwise hard-working, law-abiding people, just concerned, and they get that sort of treatment. And that is absolutely disgusting as far as I'm concerned. Not that we're much better in this country, and I've just seen that the Labour Party want the government to bring in emergency legislation to make any kind of anti-vax content online illegal. So they want to try and get rid of free speech even more than what they're doing. And honestly, the Labour Party are supposed to be the opposition party. They should be sort of against all this stuff, not kind of wanting to double down even more than what the government is. And it really does sort of make you wonder who on earth are you going to vote for in the next election. And it really does, doesn't it? It certainly won't be either the Conservative or Labour anyway. And talking about sort of government, and what are the shenanigans going on in number 10 at the moment? And that Kane and Cummings have both gone now. And it looks like Johnson's girlfriend's in sort of running the show now, and it just seems that Johnson is such a jellyfish, and I'm going to call him the jellyfish prime minister from now on, because I think that's what he's going to go down in history as being called, especially if I can start spreading that moniker, and you as well, maybe that will catch and he'll get his deserved legacy of being called the jellyfish prime minister. But it just seems like he just blows one way and then blows another, and I'm sure it's just because he's just listening to all these people. He's got no opinion of his own, and he's just listening to these other people and doing their bidding rather than what he should be doing, and showing a bit of leadership and just maybe taking on a bit of good advice, but largely running things himself. So bloke's bloody useless, isn't he? Anyway, I've got to sort of finish this video fairly quickly because my wife's busy wrapping some Christmas presents, and I've got her to stop just so you haven't got sort of the noise of sticky tape and wrapping paper going on in the background. But I think she's busy to get cracking back on that fairly shortly. So we've got this whole Christmas thing coming up, haven't we, in a not too distant future. Christmas Day, yep. Gotta say, I'm looking forward to it, because after all, it's the day when we can stay at home because there's bugger all open outside. We can watch far too much TV. We can drink far too much, we can eat far too much. Because after all, it's not like we've had that many days so far in 2020 like that yet, have we? Anyway, I always like to finish with a bit of a video recommendation, which I'll leave a link to in the comments below. And yesterday I came up with a pretty random one. I said I was watching a lot of random stuff, and here's something equally as random. It's a channel called Hubnut, and the guy basically he just messes around with old cars all the time. A lot of the time, you know, kind of cars from what I'd call my era of cars. I'm a child of the 70s and early 80s, and he does a lot of cars like kind of Ford Capris and Morris Marinas and all those old cars like that, Ford Cortinas and all the BL stuff, Allegros, stuff very much from my kind of sort of teenage years. And although in this video he goes on about something a bit more modern, but yeah, in this particular episode of this video, he actually buys a 2006 Daihatsu for the amazing sum of 190 quid. So yeah, we're all going to be sort of suffering a little bit probably from being cash strapped. So maybe get a bit of advice from this guy on how to buy old cars for cheap, But anyway, I'll leave a link to that video in the descriptions below. It's, even if you don't take the advice, it is good entertainment anyhow. It's English National Lockdown, Day 11, Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.